Welcome to the Embrace Strength podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Crocker. I am an experienced trainer and active life professional. I work with people who are struggling with nagging pain to get back to the activities they love without fear of re-injury. This podcast is here to educate and provide value to you on all things health, fitness, staying active, and personal development. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome back to the weekly recap, although this recap is acting as a month recap because I swear since Thanksgiving, everything has been on hyperspeed and a lot has gone on over the past 4 weeks. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a monthly recap and this will probably be the last little recap episode of 2025. And so it's important to me that I kind of do this, or not that I kind of do this, that I do follow through on doing this. We are leaving for our Christmas travel tomorrow. And so I know that the rest of the year is essentially going to fly by. So I'm getting this done. And so just to recap you since Thanksgiving, so we did travel to my in-laws for Thanksgiving and we're there for a few days and that was good, like normal. We went to the Steelers and Bills game, which was really awesome. I'm a Bills fan, my husband's a Steelers fan, but when they're not playing each other, he's a Bills fan too, whether or not he likes to admit it. But I was really excited because I had been to a Bills game before, but only in preseason. And if you're not like a football fan, in preseason, the best players don't really play. But my husband has been to 2 Bills games before without me in season. And so I was like, it's finally my time to get to go. So that was so awesome. The game was super exciting and it was good for Bills fans because they won. And so that was a really fun highlight of the trip. But then like driving back was kind of crazy because we did go to this Sunday afternoon game. And so on Monday, my husband had to do some work from home before we could leave. So we ended up getting back super late on Monday night. And then it was like right into work. And then I got sick. Well, it was like a week. We had the gym Christmas party and then I got sick. And I was sick for a week basically. I'm still kind of getting over this lingering cough that I have, but it was pretty rough. I basically got sick overnight. It was like one of those things where like during the night you get sick. I like developed this fever. I woke up with a horrible fever, a sore throat, and just like and a headache. And I was like, what is happening to me? But anyway, so I was sick for a few days and so that week was kind of crazy / just like survival mode for me in terms of, okay, I still have to show up for certain things for work. But whenever I'm not working, I am just trying to survive and like rest. And I had to like clock the DayQuil like literally every 4 hours throughout the day to try and just be able to function. But luckily after 2 days of a fever, then my fever finally broke and I started feeling way more functioning. Fever really takes me out in terms of whenever I'm sick, like I can usually still function, but if you have a fever, that really makes things super rough. But anyways, so I had that. And then it has been a busy couple of weeks of coaching in person. And I've been doing like a lot of reflecting on coaching in person versus the work that I do with clients online. And it's been really interesting to be back into the groove of doing PT sessions in person. And I still stand by the fact that clients get so much more out of their coaching experience when they work with someone remotely because I'm able to give so much more other than the 1 or 2 hours a week I see you for sessions. And like, I do go above and beyond, I consider, for some of my clients, especially those who only see me once a week, and I'm like writing them things to do outside of our sessions, because you're really not going to see much progress, or it's going to be extremely slow if you're truly only doing things from your coach one time a week. But anyway, so it's been interesting for me mentally to be like, wow, like people really do get so much more when they work with a coach remotely and online, because we're not held back from like technically only getting paid for that floor time. And yeah, so I still think like if you're listening to this and you're considering should you hire a coach in person or online, I'm still 100% going to say you're going to get way more for your money hiring somebody remotely. Whether you work with a coach for virtual sessions or customized programming, you're still going to get way more for your money in terms of value, and also seeing progress a lot quicker. So that's something I've been reflecting on a lot. And then other than that, I've just been prepping really this past week. I've only been able to prep for taking time off for the Christmas holiday, because that week prior to that I was sick, and so wasn't able to really start on my double time work until this past week. So like owning your own business, remote business, has a lot of pros, but also a little bit of a con is that when you want to take time off, you have to work double time in order to be able to take those days. So you have to get ahead extra on programming, content going out, emails going out, whatever, like if you have that stuff that you do put out. But for me, it's been really a matter of like, okay, I need to really prioritize like what am I going to get done before this Christmas break, because I can't do everything under the sun, right? So I really focused on like, okay, getting my client stuff in order, my personal training clients homework, prepping content captions, getting this podcast done. I'm creating a new freebie that I really need to get recorded. It is a private podcast, but like that's kind of holding me up on some of my marketing stuff without having that recorded. So I've got to get that done. And then another big thing was finishing the update to the Movement Library that is getting sent out tomorrow. The Movement Library is a digital product that I launched last winter, and I'm doing an update to it. I'm going to be updating it at least once per year. In 2026, I really hope to do multiple updates to it. But the way this year just fell, one update is happening. And so getting that wrapped up and is being sent out tomorrow. But those were really like the main things. I'm like, okay, I have to get this done before Christmas break / the closeout of the year. So, and I'm happy to say that I've been doing good. I like did everything that I said I was going to do. Well, I'm wrapping up some loose ends today. But anyways, so let's see what else. Oh, my back is flared up again. So that's been kind of frustrating, but I know it's from being sick. And I didn't like rest a ton when I was sick. And so I know that made things worse, sitting more than usual. So my back has been super cranky. So I've been dealing with that as well. It's definitely not as bad as my other flare-up I had back in the summer, but still definitely noticed it. And I really think I need to get back to just fully customized programming, because I'm sick of having a back flare-up, and just like my body just hasn't been feeling the best. But I know that it is probably because I haven't been doing 100% personalized programming. I was doing stuff from the gym, and I think my body just needs a season of like fully customized stuff right now. So that's like also on my mind. And I think what else, kind of reflecting the end of 2025 into 2026. 2025 was not anything like I thought it would be. And I think back to like January of this year, and I'm like, wow, things are so different, and things did not turn out how I expected them to. But trying to view everything in a positive light. Like, I did not hit my revenue goals for 2025, but I did do the same as I did last year, without bringing in a ton of new business, if that makes sense. Like, it was not a year of me like assigning a bunch of clients, but I did retain a lot of my clients. And with everything I had going on this year, between like another move and everything that comes along with that, that is still something to be proud of. And in 2026, I have a lot of lessons learned from 2025 of things that I did marketing wise, of like trying to bring in new people, and different like mini offers that I tried that like just did not work. And so those are lessons learned going into 2026. And so I feel like a much better plan / approach heading into the year that will hopefully yield me better results than the things that I tried in 2025. So the reason I'm sharing this is because like when you do have a business, it is not always going to look like up and up every year. And if you sometimes even matching what you did the year before is a win, if that means like you did less work but made the same amount of money, or you just retained a bunch of your clients, that is still progress. And even if you did things that didn't work, that is still lessons learned, so you know not to try that in the new year because it didn't work, right? And so it has been a lot of mind drama, I would say, in that respect. But trying to focus on like, all right, resetting, recalibrating my mindset for 2026, because even if I did things that didn't work in 2025, things that I try in 2026 might work, and I won't make those same quote unquote mistakes that I experienced this year. So that is pretty much my reflection. And then there are like a couple of other things going on in my personal life that has also made the past couple of months challenging, that I won't be sharing about yet. But anyways, if you listen to this, I appreciate you for being here. And if you are somebody who listens to my show on a regular basis, would love it if you subscribe to my show so you don't miss any episodes, and share one of your favorite episodes of mine with somebody else. I would love it if I got into the ears of more people who needed to hear my message. So I would really appreciate that. And this is probably going to be the last podcast of the year, if I'm being honest. So I will see you in 2026.